You actually believed I would get my ears fixed or they look perfect the way they are. I don't care what people say. I would never get my ears changed. It's who I am. No, I'm getting, let me show you. You see how there's a bump right here? My Achilles tendon is they did an x-ray covered in calcium. And if you don't know what calcium buildup is, it's like bone. It's almost like bone, but it's not. Calcium buildup has to be surgically removed, or else you'll be like me, and for 4 years you won't be able to really bend your knee or your foot. I can't bend my foot. I can slightly bend it, just enough to walk. But when I first got the injury, I wasn't able to walk at all. They're like, do you want a wheelchair or do you want crutches? And at the time, I thought crutches were cool because I never had them. I always saw people having them. And they hurt my armpits like fucking crazy because I was 120 pounds. And I had no muscle. So it was just these things rubbing against my armpits, and it was hurting them. But now, after 4 fucking years of telling the doctors, hey, there's something in my Achilles tendon. Can you please surgically remove? Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, you don't have anything wrong. The x-ray doesn't show anything wrong. Oh, it's fine. The x-ray doesn't show it. 2 times I went in. I think I went in like 2 times a year. I was rejected more than 5 times. So pretty much they're like, oh, it's bad. It's like, yeah, I've been telling you it's bad for years now. And they're like, so I purposely hurt it more so it would be swollen. So it's like, look, is this bad enough for you before you'll actually do something? Then they were trying to talk me out of surgery because they're like, we'll have to stick a tube down your mouth so you have air and we'll have to drug you. And I'm like, yeah, do it. I'm like, okay. I mean, for some reason, I do have healing factor. I heal cuts though. My blood clogs instantly and the fibrin on my skin just closes it up. But for some reason, my bones don't move back into place and my bones don't recover. Which is kind of annoying. But I'm guessing down the line, my bones will recover, like automatically. Because if my skin is already healing, look at this smooth, silky skin. No, I'm talking about cuts. If my cuts heal instantly right now, then the healing will probably work on my bones eventually, like pretty soon. So I'm not really worried about anything with this surgery, but everyone around me, like my step grandpa, my grandma, my mom, are just like, that's dangerous. So they told me that I'm not allowed to eat before 10 hours before. I'm like, fuck that. Unless the sun's out and I can sun gaze, which will suppress my appetite, give me lots of energy, then I am not doing it. Like, I am not eating. The reason they say that is because I would say a majority of the population eats fast food. They eat shitty processed food, and then once they're given the drug, they throw up. That is because you have an acidic body. You have acid buildup. You have acid reflux. You get all these terrible things when you put your body in an acidic environment. And literally every doctor at the hospital, their bodies are acidic. Why? Because being a doctor doesn't make you smart. It means you wrote in a lot of books in college, you followed lots of directions, and everything you learned was from like a few books. and then you get a piece of paper, and then you can tell people health advice. I would say the only useful things that the doctors really have is surgery. That's a really good skill to have. And that's about it. I mean, why would I want to go to school to become an indoor drug dealer? What's the difference between a junkie selling weed on the street to someone and a person in a building selling way more harmful drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, to anyone who has insurance? It's like, okay. But surgeons, I'm glad those exist because we actually need those. First aid is good. EMTs, good. Being in a room handing drugs to people because they have money, bad. I honestly don't think anyone needs to go to college anymore to learn because there's so much knowledge on the internet and in books that you can just download those books for free now as audiobooks or ebooks and just learn that way. We don't really need any more a teacher giving us a piece of paper. That just makes us produce dopamine in our brains, so we repeat that cycle. We repeat, oh, I got an A. Yay! My parents will love me now. It's just like, who here, not me, I'm not in high school. Who here is in high school? Do you ever feel like you're not really learning anything and you learn more from the internet? Tell me. Tell me in the comments if you're in high school and you feel that way. There's nothing wrong with not wanting a grade and just learning things online. And let me just say, every book you read that is a requirement in college, because you pay $100 for the class, and then you pay $200. No, you pay $200 for one class, then you pay $100 for a book. And if it's used and shitty, then you pay like $60. College is a waste of money, but how the fuck? I got into college by starting off talking about my Achilles tendon. That's. Let me get back to the main subject, and that is to tell you that I'm getting surgery. And oh yeah, like they said, I'm gonna chow down on pumpkin seeds and like low calorie fruits and vegetables before I go into the surgery. Why? Because when your body's in a alkaline environment, you'll have less stomach acid that's going to come up. You won't have any, maybe, depending on if you don't eat any junk food 10 hours before. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat 10 hours before, but then not eat for 6 hours. So I pray that the sun will be out so I can sun gaze. Because when you sun gaze, you don't want to eat anything. You have shitloads of energy and you don't want to eat because it suppresses your appetite more than coffee does. It's just the sun doesn't give you cortisol, or say that right? Cortisol? The stress hormone. The sun won't do that. The sun actually gives you vitamins if you stare at it. You go in to get glasses, and glasses, your eyes start relying on the glasses, and then if you take them off, you need more glasses. My grandparents have 3 glasses. My grandma has 3, my step-grandpa has 2. And it's like, if you guys just trained your eyes, did the eye exercise, then your eyes would get better. But society lies to us, so, yep. By the way, if you don't go to college and you use that $300 on investing, you'll make more money in the future. Bye.